Alright, quick video on modeling supplies that can be bought at Harbor Freight and some other discount stores. First thing is, great spot to get your files. You can find some at some discount stores, but those generally are really low quality, not the best to use. All these 3 different sets, and actually these 2, all from Harbor Freight. They're just a few dollars. The most expensive set that's applicable is like $9 or so, and it's the same one. I think maybe it's diamond plated or something, so it'll last longer, which isn't really, with styrene, that's not really an issue. But they come in multiple sets, so you get all the different angles, different curves, different surfaces, small, large, whatever. Pretty good. Harbor Freight gives coupons where you get these utility shears for free. They're good for various modeling products. They're sharp enough to cut decals too, so they're not bad. These particular files came in a pneumatic file, and they're really useful. They're a lot more coarse. I think they're from metalwork. I'm not really sure, but they're great if you really need to get rid of some, you know, I don't know, some large part of your model, and then you transition to something finer. Harbor Freight also sells a lot of razor blades in bulk, very cheap, like $1. I use obviously my hobby knife still, but when I'm not doing anything fine, you know, or I can't find my hobby knife, whatever, I tend to grab these a lot and I use them. They're pretty good. You can actually, you know, buy the knife that comes with it, but typically I just end up grabbing these, and they're great. They don't replace a hobby knife, but they're an adjunct too. Small pliers. They have tons of small pliers. These are like 79 cents or 89 cents, really cheap, the orange handled ones. But they're kind of frustrating. The handles slip off, which removes the spring mechanism. These, I don't remember how much they are. They're probably just a couple dollars more, but they're way better. If you don't care, get the cheap ones. If you do care, get these. They're great as sprue cutters, great for cutting wire. The different angles, the different could serve different purposes. They have fine pliers. They have angled ones for whatever you're particularly working on. You can always pick one up. Also, vice grips. It's good to have locking pliers to hold on to whatever you need to hold on. It can even be an impromptu clamp if need be. They're just not very sturdy. It's just stamped steel, and if you do any lateral pressure on it off axis, you'll bend it like I did here. I mean, they're designed for, you know, general purpose, not really for modeling, but they're not strong enough for general purpose. But I still have a few pairs for whatever I'm doing. The best find at Harbor Freight is this right here. Well, first, this is typically what people buy on the internet for drill bits. And if you can zoom in, maybe not, that's about 0.3 millimeters. And this comes in, I don't know what this is, a 20 pack. This is under $10, I don't remember exactly. When I first saw these, I thought they're amazing. I love them, they're great for windows. And then I bought these, and these are way better. These larger sizes aren't useful. These small sizes, and I'm trying to see if I can get I don't think you can even see the small size. That's still not the small size. I'm trying to, but it's 0.5 millimeter, which is great. When you use it, you end up getting this size. This is Enterprise C. These are the windows. These are point C, or point C, 0.5. Pretty good. Depending on the scale, that would determine. Oh, these are 0.5 millimeter fiber too, so they fit perfectly. Not too snug, not too loose. If I used it at a slower speed, then they would be even tighter. So it also depends on what speed you use it at. And they have 0.6, 0.8, all the way up to 3 millimeter. So this pack, which is only $3.99, super useful. Why it's so useful is you get it's cheap and you get lots of the drill bits. So the small ones that always break, you have tons of them. You don't need to go buy more. Like you do with this, you only get a few sizes. You have to go out and buy more. These are so inexpensive, it doesn't matter if you break them. It's great. The other tools, other things you can find is a multimeter. They have a coupon for a free one, which is not this one. That one is super crappy, but works fine. It'll tell you your voltage and even your resistance. This tells voltage, resistance, I mean everything. I actually use this to work around the house. I've used it to work on my car. I mean everything. It's a really great one. I don't remember how much it was. I'm sure it's under 30, probably under 20. It's not a very expensive one, but it's very useful. Even as a continuity tester, it does lots of things. And don't get freaked out like all these buttons and stuff. I just watched a video and that's how I figured it out. So it's easy to use all this stuff. The cheap free one is even easier, but you quickly outgrow that. Let's see, other from Harbor Freight. Shrink tube. This is an assortment pack. It's only 99 cents. Why it's good? It's the smallest size that they kind of carry in the store. I don't know what size that is, but that's what you can use if you're using fine wire or magnetic wire. That's pretty good. That's generally what I use. They also sell spools, but unfortunately the smallest size is 11/64. It's a little too big. I mean, if you have like a large connection like that, sure, but otherwise it's kind of magnetic wire, not so good. This large tube you're really not going to use unless you're doing some kind of fiber optic to LED kind of thing, otherwise it's not too useful. Gorilla Glue, it's pretty cheap there, but I'm experimenting with its use. I don't know how much use it has in modeling. This is my first time using it in modeling, and it's technically it's not even an adhesive. It's the same thing that comes in that Great Stuff expanding foam. It's the exact same thing, and that's why it expands once it's activated with air. Which I don't know how much you can use that for modeling purposes, but there's some stuff I want to try with, and I haven't been finding too many glues that I've been liking for what I'm trying to do, so maybe that'll work. Super glue. This is $3.99 versus $7 or $8 at your hobby store. 0.7 ounces. It's fine. I've used it before. Quick setting epoxy. This is $7.99, and it works fine. I've used it for many different things. It's great, but Hobby Lobby for $10.99, you get 1/3 more. Use your 40% off coupon. It's only what, $6.20, which puts it just about at this price. And for some reason, at the two Hobby Lobbies by me, they go on clearance a lot, so I bought a few of them. They have 30-minute and 5-minute. 30-minute. So it's actually cheaper to go this way, and you get more. And I find these tops better, more useful, easy, friendly, whatever. The other thing, now this is not Harbor Freight. This is at a local independent discount / dollar store. When I first started buying these, they were 12 packs for this $139. Now they're 6 packs. Where you live, it may vary. If you have an independent store where you live, and mine just called like Super Bargain Store, they have all in the bad parts of town or the bad towns around where you live. I have a kind of a bad town near my town, and they have a bunch of independent stores. And this is way cheaper than anything you find at Walmart or especially the hobby store, or even the Dollar Tree. And I've used this glue. It's all liquidy. It's not. It doesn't have a high viscosity. It's not a gel. It works great. And here's my giant container of it that I buy. Even at only 6 instead of 12, it's still great. It's still a good buy. Rare earth magnets. I don't know if this is necessarily a good buy. I paid, I think, $2, and there's 10 pieces, so that means there's 5. I don't know if they were cheaper online or not, but I picked it up to experiment with it. I bought rare earth magnets before, but I haven't used them yet, so I'd like to see what I can do. Shrink tube. Okay, the flashlights. The free flashlights that you get at Harbor Freight, why it's applicable to model building is they're free. You have the coupons all the time, and if you don't need any more, you have a bunch you don't want any more, or they break, like this one right here actually broke. Inside there, which you can't see because I got to use the other flashlight, is a printed circuit board with, I believe, 7 or 9 or 10 LEDs. Put that behind your buzzard if it's not a toss, you know, doesn't have a rotating color, or a deflector dish, or a place that has tight space, or maybe you know, 2500 scale Constitution or something. I mean, there's a lot of applications, and it's free. You know, it's in a printed circuit board. You don't have to worry about anything. Just put a resistor on there, and you're good. Harbor Freight has tons of clamps. Any kind you want. These little spring clamps, I don't really like these. I actually bought them for the purpose of making this video, because I really don't like these, because I find that these little feet, they change angle too much and they slip off. Same with they come in all different sizes. They come to like 2 inches or 6 inches or something. You can get different strengths. You just have to check them out. This one actually is softer than this one, so it offers more force. Then they even sell like large containers of them. I just don't really like them too much. I do like the bar clamps. These you can adjust. You can apply pressure however much you want. They're great, easy. This is a brand new one. It's never been used. A little stiff, but one I've had for a while. One-handed operation, easy, great. You can reverse them too. Make it a spreader. That's pretty good. Not button batteries, but batteries in general. At Dollar Trees, a little bit at 99-cent stores, and independent stores, batteries are really cheap. Unless you're putting the batteries inside your model and it's not really accessible, and you can't really take it in and out, then maybe you want something that's guaranteed to last longer. But in low drain devices, I have found that all the alkaline batteries pretty much perform the same. At high drain devices, not so much. But I don't think any of our models are really high drain, or we wouldn't be using batteries. So any of the discount batteries work fine. They're all actually kind of the same thing. From Harbor Freight, a cordless rotary drill. This is what not to buy. This thing is horrible. The battery does not last. There's no torque, so you get stuck all the time. It's just never useful. I mean, the only reason I still have it is, I don't know. I don't use it ever. It takes a long time to charge. The battery's horrible. Something not to buy. Okay, so we have router bits for a router attachment for this drill. This is the Craftsman, I don't know what the term is. If you have limited space, you don't have a garage, you can't get a lot of tools, you don't want to buy a lot of tools, this is a really cool tool because you have your drill right here. You can get a hammer drill, you can get a 3.5-inch circular saw attachment so you can cut boards for your armatures or your bases. And then with the router, you can then put any kind of bevel that you want on there. You can get any different ones you want. It also has flashlight attachments. It has a jigsaw attachment. So if you're limited on space and you don't want to have a lot of tools or you don't want to invest, if you just buy this, and this is about 80 bucks, then these, still a little expensive, 40 bucks, but you don't have to have a giant tool. You know, it's very small and compact, and when you buy it, sometimes they have deals where you get the carrying case, which is what happened when I bought mine last year. So let's see. And then the last thing I wanted to cover was some useful tools. My phone's plugged in, so I gotta kind of zoom it across. I found a scroll saw or not a jigsaw, why can't I think of it? But a scroll saw is pretty useful. I use it for a lot of different things. That came in really handy building the board cube. All those little pieces get in and out of all the intricate little squares that were there. I use that quite a bit. I started out using my bandsaw, which worked out great, and it's good for kind of like filing type stuff, but the blade broke and it's an unconventional size, so I haven't replaced it. But the scroll saw I found to be great. The grinder is a good adjunct. I use it a lot for not so much model building, but other things, or when I'm building the screw mechanism for the Borg screw advancement. I found that to be pretty useful. It also has got a polishing wheel. If you're trying to polish LEDs after you grind them, pretty useful. Not very expensive, 30 bucks. You don't use it that often, so you don't need a high quality one. Usually they come with polishing compound. Now the power tool that I use the most for modeling is the 1-inch, what do you call it? Belt sander. That thing is super useful. You can, where'd it go? You can put different grits on there. If you want a coarse grit just to take down the material, you want a fine grit just to smooth stuff. Really great. I would, if you're gonna get one at Harbor Freight, because they're inexpensive and it's moderate to light use, I would not buy this one. I would buy the one that's about $10 more. It comes with a flat sander attachment, like a 3-inch flat sander. That's a lot more useful. Plus, this has some issues with the tension knob. It's hard to adjust the tension to make it more taut, and otherwise there's a little bit of a bow in the center, and that's indicative of the wheel that advances it. So it's kind of hard to get a fine finish. I would just use my hand. Belt sander, not the most useful for modeling, unless you're building your own bases. In that case, you may want to get something a little bit nicer than this one. But this one I've had for about 5 years, and it's certainly served its purpose. I've only had to lubricate the bearings a couple of times, but it's still pretty good. And the final thing is a drill press. This is how you get really fine holes. I mean, when you're moving your stock and you're moving the drill, you're going to get a sloppy hole. A drill press is precise. This is a really bad drill press. I mean, this drill press is so old that on the motor, it's made by Studebaker. That's how old it is. I bought it at a swap meet some time ago just because I wanted something. Well, actually, I offered the guy like $15, and I was hoping he would tell me no because I really didn't want to buy it, but I didn't want to pass it up either. But fortunately, he said yes, so I ended up carrying that big heavy thing home. And underneath it is one of the Harbor Freight clamps. They sell various different vices / clamps. This one's pretty good with the exception of the suction plate. It has a plate in the bottom, that silver knob you see. Sucks up air and it activates the suction cup, and that's how it stays to the table or surface, is through suction. I found that the only thing that sticks to is my car fender. So I don't plan on, how do I zoom out? I don't plan on doing any modeling on the car, so I don't see how it's going to be useful. But yeah, I was thinking about buying like some kind of ceramic tile to put it on. Other than that, it's a great thing. It has a couple of notches in it that line up perfectly to different parts just by happenstance of modeling. It's pretty good. And I think that is it. The biggest thing I would recap this with. Oh, there's one more thing. I almost forgot. When I was doing the C, the magnifier, you wear this one. Super good. It's $2.99 or $3.99. The lights are crap. They're not useful at all. But you have three different settings of magnification you can use. I found it to be great. I really like it a lot. I wish the light worked better, but I have these compact fluorescents up here, like 5 of them, or 6 of them. Pretty bright. They had a lot of light. Very useful. The only thing that's left is I would strongly suggest getting the super glue at the discount store and the drills. Hi, Carsey.
Daddy, can I come?
Yep.
Don't put camera on me.
And then getting the drill bits at Harbor Freight. These are perfect for modeling. You want to say bye?
Keep doing it, Daddy. Keep doing it.
I'm doing it.
Not on me. I said on camera on like something else.
Oh, something else? Well, I've talked about everything. That's the end of it, buddy.
You talked about everything.
How about I end this video and then you make your own? You want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye.
Can we do a challenge?
A challenge? Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Wait.